like you talk a lot about energy levels, and I'm fascinated by how you get yourself into the space where you can deliver. I'm aware that you need to do the conditioning. You actually need to have the sort of base level of fitness and stuff like that.
Say the least, yes.
But the priming period and build up to going to do one of these things, can you take me through what that looks like?
Well, a couple days in advance, I'm about to do a 6-day program right now for business owners from all over the world. I start to jot down my notes of what are some of the things I'm most passionate about, beliefs I have right now that are currently alive in me. I have 114 companies now. It's pretty wild. We do $9 billion in business. I have no business background. I learned from brilliant people, and I learned the patterns, that make things work. So I think what are the most important ones I'm learning, experiencing now that I want to bring? I review what I know fundamentally people need to know in those areas. Then I start reading different articles and start loading myself up with some other entrepreneurs' recent thoughts. And then I'm doing all my physical training, of course, which is very, very intense, right? So that I'm ready to go 12 hours a day, 13 hours a day on stage. And then the morning of, I do my priming. And then I have...
That's the same process that we spoke about before, just 10 minutes with a little bit of cold plunge, ice bath, stuff after.
Yeah, all that. And then what I do is I get up, I have a little mind map of what, my outcomes. I'm not driven like a script. I have certain fundamentals that you learn to speak, and you speak them well, and the impact it's going to have. But they're all like deposits in the bank of your life, so that when something comes up, you can pull from those. But then there's all the things that happen spontaneously that make it fun. So I'll lay out what I think the sequence of what I'm going to do is, and then you get in the room and you feel people, and that all changes. But my last thing that I do is, quite honestly, just a prayer. It's like, use me, Lord. I make this physical ritual of I shift my body pretty radically, and I go into this state, use me, and then I get up on stage, and then I have this plan, and the plan goes out the window. I often work till 2 a.m. with my team laying out what we're going to do, and they all know it's just entertainment. But I'll use a lot of it, but maybe not in that syntax, because I feel it. And also that makes it art. I'd be bored out of my mind. It was exactly the same every single time.
It's this balance between control and being in the moment. You were saying before about one of the things that people want is this sense of control. And if I can plan very effectively in advance, if I know all of the different ways that this could go, the different permutations, and if this happens, then I'm going to do that. And if that happens, then I'm going to do this.
And it never really happens that way.
It doesn't at all. And I think that...
But it awakens your nervous system, I think, to prepare. Like I could get up there at this point with my pinky and not prepare at all. But when people ask my wife, what's something about Tony that nobody understands, and it's like nobody understands how intensely he prepares, because I absorb, and like I read people's forums, 1,000 of them, I'm crazy, because I know I'm not going to remember their name and everything else, but I'll remember the pattern. And when the pattern shows up with somebody, I'll know that pattern's an important pattern for multiple people in the room, and I'll address it in a different way each time. But it makes it art when it's different. But my wife is a different approach. I admire her approach. I trust in God after I've done all the work. She just trusts in God and gets up and does it. I feel if I work my ass off, now I've done my part. Okay, now come through me. Let's do this. And it tends to flow.
I love that reframe. I've never heard anybody use it before. I've heard someone say, life happens to me, or I happen to life. But life happens for me.
Yes, not to me.
Yeah, is a wonderful reframe.
Yeah, I really believe it. But you got to dig for it. It's not easy.
But it's got to be earned, right? Like wishing for confidence without competence is just illusion. You have no evidence to say that you can do this thing. And I don't know, maybe your wife's sufficiently naturally talented, / she's channeling something else.
Some combination of the two.